Hello everyone. Hello. Squad-a-la. We are back. In Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. Floor Reverie. Ace Attorney, sorry. Ace Attorney Floor Reverie, I think is the actual name. Third time's the charm. In the last episode of Phoenix Wright, sorry, in the last episode of Ace Attorney Floor Reverie, I'm sorry, we went through and did our big investigation. And by big, I mean it was literally 3 hours long. We used some tools provided to us by Emma Skye, the novice forensic scientist. We used her luminol fluid to spray it all over the crime scenes. And we found out that blood was in notable places, including our journey towards the evidence room, where we found blood was on a number of lockers in there. With the help of Edgeworth, we were given a fingerprint testing kit, or something along those lines, and we used that to look at the lockers in the evidence room, and we found that on one of the lockers, which had been cleaned of the blood, there was a handprint, a fingerprint we were able to analyze, and of that fingerprint, we found out that good old Jake Marshall, a regular officer now, having lost his detective status 2 years ago during the SL9 incident, had been in the locker with a bloodied hand. Whether it was own blood or someone else, we do not know. We know he wiped it away, we know something else is going on here, but we don't know what is yet. The SL9 incident was a court case that occurred 2 years ago, which involved a lot of people, involving Gant being the chief investigator, deputy commissioner at the time, and also Edgeworth and Lana were involved as well. Detective Goodman was lead detective, and Angel and Jake were there, but they lost their jobs due to fabricated evidence, and where the guilty party was executed due to this fabricated evidence. Including this, Switchblade was also involved in the incident. Now, 2 years later, there was an evidence transfer that occurred, and we know that Bruce Goodman was either killed or at least was found, or it was definitely maybe probably killed in the evidence room. There was also a vase there that had a broken part, which we couldn't find. We put together the vase, but there was a part of it that was still gone. We don't know where it is. We don't know what happened to it. I actually had a theory just now that has kind of popped into my mind. What if that broken bit of vase is the shield that Edgeworth was given, and it was like repainted? Oh shit! Hold on a second. That could actually be it, though. If you think about it. Why is the controller not working? There we go. So we're gonna be in this trial a while, chat. This might be a long stream getting through this. I also started a bit later, because I was busy with doing a bit of shopping. Usually I do a walk before streams, but I wanted to get some food in today, so that did take me a little bit longer for me to get what I needed. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all... Wait, Lana? The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. I wouldn't have known to speak in her voice if you wasn't here. Cap, I got something I need to confirm with you, and I was actually going to ask you this, Maelstrom. There was a piece of information from Case 2 that I am very confused about. In this case so far, we have been told that Edgeworth is a pretty good prosecutor and does whatever he can to win within the legal system. But that's not true, because in Case 2, we know he altered the autopsy report. The one he handed in was fabricated, and he had to hand in the actual report afterwards. So I don't know what's going on with that, because he's definitely fabricated evidence before. He's not entirely, in the right. And if the SL9 incident is anything to go by, it also implies he's done this before. So I don't know. Kat, you can confirm that information if it'll help me with my peace of mind concerning that bit of conflict in the plot. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. Hope it didn't hold you too long for questioning. You just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much as I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Well, couldn't you tell me a bit more? I don't think you fabricated evidence in case 2, did you? I think you had an updated autopsy report you didn't submit as evidence until you already presented an old one. Maybe I got it confused with, like, updated mentee, like, changed it? But okay, that makes more sense now. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Guy? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I mean, I don't know the guy, so I don't feel too bad about this. My gavel! Done! Ready to go. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... What's going on, Edgeworth? I'm afraid we'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? I mean, teleportation could exist. I'm still waiting for the series to drop the ball and, like, go into, like, full fantasy or sci-fi. What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder of the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. Sounds so on top of things. Good morning, afternoon. Good afternoon, Lena. Hopefully you are enjoying your Monday. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Oh. Oh, I know why it's not making the noise I wanted to make, chat, because it's, like, on my mouse pad, so it's kind of muffled a bit. If I do this... There we go. Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Just got up and I'm doing something millennial-esque. Avocado toast. I'm not really an avocado person, but that does sound quite good. For its first witness, the prosecution calls. The suspect of the murder that occurred... Oh no, not Meekins! I don't want to deal with this man. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer, innocent until proven guilty, Judge? Never had it, so let's find out if I'm an avocado person. Things are getting wild to begin with. Or on the get-go. I don't know what he said there. God, this fucking guy. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Now, we're going to find out if he actually does do this, chat, right away, or if he's not going to do it. I think it'd be funny if Meekins does do it. Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. No. I mean, we could throw this guy under the bus, chat. I mean, I don't feel so bad about sending this guy to jail. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? I mean, a murder doesn't mean professional killer. It just means you've killed someone. It was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Weirdly, I only like avocado exclusively in guacamole. All the other shit makes it nice, but it's not on its own. I'm not down, yeah. So I'm what you call part of the younger generation, sir. Oh god, this is me. Well, I hate him. A person whose actions adults can possibly comprehend. Maybe I should give him my regular voice. Please, Mr. Wright, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Why can't you order me around? Yes, sir, as you wish, my lord. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. I'm a zoomer. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Right, here we go. Crime report, sir! Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I forgot his name was Michael. Why do I share first name with Meekins? Yeah. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out, until another officer smacked me wide awake. Who whacked you wide awake? So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. This seems very similar to the story where Edgeworth, like, passed out in the elevator, like, where there was a gap in knowledge here that we need to figure out what happened in. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. We're all like really stupid. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. So let's just press him. Let's press him and see if he'll squeal. So it's not my normal duty. I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. So why wasn't Marshall there? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Nice, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer has taken place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer. I had a feeling this creepy-ass thing was involved, chat. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I mean, we saw this thing in a flash during the intro scene, so it's definitely involved in some capacity. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. And that I relocated the blue badge to the evidence room, which means it could have blood in it. I did try to, like, use a luminol spray on it, but nothing appeared. Oh, so that's why it went to the evidence room. That could also be the game, like, trying to hide the fact that it had blood on it, maybe. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Is it listed on there? There it is, I found it! This is the one right here. Are you 777777777? Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596. Wait, hold on. Let me just check myself before. we find out there. It's Mystery Person A! On the sheet chat, it's Mystery Person A, look. There is... We know that this is well, at the very least, it's his card. So we know this is Meekins. I wonder if 777777777 is a Marshal. It's shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time was when I relocated the blue badge to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down. Okay, hold on then. I need to add this to your notes. So... Stabbed victim was in the evidence room. Moved Blue Badger at 4:50 p.m. to evidence room. And then I assume the other one is him leaving the evidence room after being knocked out. I see, so it was John a second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. IDs of all who entered... That's a lie, because I haven't gotten the 777 one yet. So, apparently, didn't disappear when Meekins awoke. Left the evidence room at 5:14 p.m. But that was with someone else. Surely two people didn't need to use their ID to leave the evidence room if they're going at the exact same time. Right? Like if Bruce Goodman and him left at the exact same time, that's a bit weird. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? Oh, it was a knife, sir, a knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Yeah, because you're gonna run away and tell someone. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus trying to detain him. That's how I got this gash in my hand. Maybe if you just keep your Oh wait, hold on. I thought this was another I wish had a bag situation, but it's not. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hands wouldn't be... It's always Emma too. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for in just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. You must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer... So you didn't kill him then? Is what I'm learning from this. Is you didn't kill him at all. About what time did he regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. You know, like a watch or something? Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. But that couldn't have been the case, because, chat, it was 5:14, he left! Oh! Hit me right in the head, too. Woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. I love the idea of you being in pain, actually. That makes me quite happy. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. Down to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, I take a look at this. It was a sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Did he now? The chief delivered it. What is that? A videotape? Do we even have a TV in here? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. It sounds like so much bullshit is being done to Edgeworth right now. I think Gant might be behind it, chat. Like, think about it to a certain extent here, right? Like, he's doing all this to frame Edgeworth in such an awful way right now. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. It's like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us a video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder? What are we getting ourselves into? I don't think we're going to see anyone die. Is it going to be an actual video, or is it going to be like frames? Shit. I hate this thing. I hate it so much. Oh, I don't like it. Oh god! It's an actual video! Oh! Actual motion in an Ace Attorney game! Flexing those DS muscles, indeed. Oh yeah, go Meekins, go! I like how this is being framed with the camera going left and right. That's fun. I mean, there was a big blob of blood there. We know where the incident occurred now, though, which is good. We can have a little look at that on the map in a second. That was cool, I like that. I love this so much. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger. Wait, that's the wrong voice. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the call record. Right, well, we can piece together a bit from that, can't we? Let's go to this screen for a second. So, I need to fix this for a second. Give me a second, chat. So I'm gonna just put this back on the map. Who's AS? Oh, yeah, Angel. Right, yeah. So she had the cell phone, which dropped here. Put this back up there. And then we've also got the evidence room. So this has two new characters in it. One we think is Bruce Goodman. And the other we think is MM. Michael Meekins. So he came in. And he used the thing here at like 4:50 p.m. Walked in, saw him here kind of standing at this point. He walked over and was like, "What are you doing in here? You can't be in here this time." And he's like, "What?" And they like fight. He throws him against the wall and then he plunges the knife at him. We know he doesn't kill Meekins because Meekins stays alive after this, but he gets knocked out. And then this guy probably leaves after that. And he was maybe bloodied? I don't know. Because we didn't see anyone else enter during this period. So if Bruce Goodman did do all of this, maybe his locker was open and there was also blood over here, which we assume was from the knife wound. But I don't think they specifically said in the description that there was a lot of blood, not like a blood from like a slash wound, but just a lot of blood that happened at this point. So Meekins didn't see Bruce Goodman's his body at this point, but he was knocked out by this person. But he saw someone in his cloak, and we don't know who it was. I have a feeling that this person was actually Jake Marshall, and that when he left, he put his hand against this locker, and then maybe also this one as well. But he had to clean his hand on this one for some reason, but not this one. We know it was Meekins' blood, maybe? So he was probably knocked out with the vase. He then left after that fact. And then he used Bruce Goodman's card to leave. So maybe 77777 is Jake Marshall, maybe. But Edgeworth also entered in after that. Did he meet Jake? Maybe he did. 4:30. No, that's not post-murder. We know the murder occurred probably at some point at this point. And they're lockers. They're not like rectangle lockers. They're square lockers. I don't think his body was put inside of there. Right? I don't think they were that big, chat. Can I watch the video again? Oh my god, we got 3 pages of lore. Holy fuck. Oh god, I have to watch the entire thing again if I want to look at anything? Can I speed it up at the very least? Nope. That is a no. Also, you guys can't see it. Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity. Oh, Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. Do you wish, sir? No, don't say yes to this, for fuck's sake. Mystery man. Okay, so there wasn't even an investigation part of that. It was just, like, finding out all the information we needed. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. I believe he can speed the video by holding B. Let's have a look. No, I don't think so. Either way, we know what we saw in it. Like there were a couple of key frames in there that we can kind of take away from the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, they opened a locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Maybe it's like later, yeah, maybe. Locker we opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Unless they already had his fingerprint by this point. What's this about a fingerprint? Maybe I've been viewing it wrong, chat. I thought that he was murdered in the evidence room and then moved to the parking lot. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe he was killed in the parking lot, his fingerprint was taken, and then they took that to the evidence room to get whatever was inside of it out. Maybe whatever he had in his locker was something that they needed, but they obviously had to kill him because otherwise he would have known, because you can't just remove someone's fingerprint without them knowing. So I thought that, yeah, I wrote in my notes that I thought that maybe it occurred that way and then leading to the other, but maybe it's the other way around. And that would work out well because it is 5:14 that occurred, not earlier. And we know the murders must have taken place between 4:30 and 6 p.m. Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. No, unless his fingerprint was taken, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. If it begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Oh, you learning, Phoenix? Mystery Man! His face can't be clearly seen in the video. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label some people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I'll be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? Oh, to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Oh, Meekins, I feel that. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Especially one that deals with new recruits. That's what you want for an interview. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'll bet my badge on it. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. But you don't know that for sure, do you? Never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label the people as having seen or not seen it. But in his face can't be identified in the video. Only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? Because we need to know if it's actually him or if it's someone wearing his clothes. Either label your stare as disturbing or... Meekins! Oh! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods, especially Edgeworth. He's losing his mind right now, chat. Now, please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. Yes, my lord. I think I'm going to change his sirs to my lord, just because it helps me stay in the voice for him. You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. And when you opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. That's not something you should own up to in court, I don't think, Meekins. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to his registered fingerprint, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. No, we're kind of not taking into account maybe his finger being removed or something crazy like that. Exactly my point, sir, and it's too. The locker we opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. How do you know that information? I mean, we didn't see it in the video, to be fair. I've heard rumours, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my, romantic troubles, my lord. For fuck's sake. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. Oh, you talked to your buddy Gumfuck, didn't you? Should have made him open a locker with his own fingerprint. Do you think him and Gumfuck go for, like, meals together? Do you think they hang out and, like, play games? However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir, because we need to know if it was him who did it. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. He doesn't lie. That is... unless the defense can find a problem with it. Oh, Edgeworth, you're egging me on. You want me to find something, don't you? You also want me to solve this case. Mr. Wright, to the court records again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, of course there is. There always is. Regarding the video contained on this tape, There is one thing in play that seems to have a strange. Just let me just get this ready to go and save. There we go. Lovely. Thank you very much. Strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Objection! Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Wright. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out? Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. Oh no, is this gonna be... You do the same thing I do when an important decision is coming. Stop, save, please continue. Yeah. I think Mel first showed me that and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't want to have to redo this. Let me just save and get ready so I can make the right decision. Chat, this game isn't about, like, the choices. I just want, like, to point that out. Like, this is basically a graphic novel game. Like, yes, I enjoy doing the puzzles and working out, like, the actual solution, but, like, I'm not doing this to win. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I ever had to do that. I need a tutorial from someone. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. We even added, like, new features from the DS version. What are you talking about, Emma? Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. I mean, you kick his ass. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective... Oh! Okay. It's not that much faster, is it? Hold on. Oh, you son of a bitch. They don't show his ears because of his outfit. That could be him, though. I like how you can tell, by the way, chat. I like how you can tell this is obviously from the DS game, and the devs of the remaster couldn't be fucked to make it a little bit wider. Ah, you can fast forward now and rewind. Yeah, it's good. No! No! Phoenix, you fuck! I pressed the wrong button! No! I wanted to press X, not Y! Thank you, Emma. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I hate this thing. I hate how we have to look at it. And he's wearing this outfit. I mean, there was an argument for me about TCT at the time. Well, it wasn't 69. I mean, hell, TCT these days still isn't 69 in a lot of cases. I will also point out that this camera's position in this evidence room is fucked, chat. Like, why is it not higher up? Why is it so low? I don't mind it going left and right because, like, you probably want to save budget by only having one camera in here. But, like, why is it so low to the ground? Wait, hold on. What was that? Oh! 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 What's this? I don't know if this is it, chat, but like, I don't think it is. I don't, we're not looking for like evidence. We're looking for if he is the guy. So there's no point in doing this. Oh, you can go frame by frame too. That's cool. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, the mascot character! There's no way! way he was ready for that. You lucky bastard. There's Meekins. He looks like he's about to kill this guy, like purposely, like he wants to kill him. This is brilliant. I fucking love this. This is so well framed. This is great. How does he do this? How does he know? Wait, hold on. Fuck. Does it go back again one more time? It does. But he's not there anymore. How is he not there anymore? Oh. I don't know where it is, chat. Is it like a single frame where we can see his face? Or am I looking for the glove? Is it the glove I'm looking for? You can't answer that, chat. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. What was that? What's this? That could be a cufflink. I don't want to say it's the glove, but it could be the glove. There's a buckle on his sleeve. But anyone could have a buckle. Right? Anyone can have a buckle. That's not something that we could, like, assign from this. We don't know how he looks. Wait, no, we do! We do know how he looks. Hold on. Where is it? Not that one. Where's the image where, like, she shoots him? Oh, we don't have it. Well, that's not helpful then, is it? I don't know how he looks. You want a hint? Yes. Oh, a cheeky hint. Why not? Think about how the locker system is supposed to work and doesn't add up. Okay, hold on. Only the assigned prints can unlock it. Indicate a lamp lights up when it's open. Well, it is lit up right now. Wait, hold on. Was it lit before you opened it? Hold on. Go back. Was it lit before you opened it? Oh shit! Was it already lit up? It was already open! Oh! The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this. What? Hold on a sec. I need to use my eye drops. Like how it opens his eyes, like, wider. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine? Wait, what? Wait, what's going on? Don't look over here, those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too... No, this is going on a long time. This is definitely right. Perhaps you should think this through again. Now, what do I do? What? No, I'm right. What? What is going on? Chat! You're not wrong, but I think you said the wrong bit. God damn it. Have I got to actually hit the light itself? I was on a locker. Give me a second, right. No, 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 Phoenix, no. Maybe don't make the button to present one of the 4 buttons to use to control the thing. Game, maybe? It's definitely that. It's definitely this. The first 0.1 seconds of this video. Okay, there we go, there we go. He's actually, he's got it now. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Oh, good. Oh, gumshoe. You grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. I had a feeling it wouldn't be looking for his face. That would be too easy. It'll be fun, but it'll be too easy. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. How many times are we going to view this fucking music? We're going to hear this stupid Blue Badger music. Oh. Are we going to view the entire thing again? When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Right, while we're doing this, I'm going to have some of my food. Here, there's a light. What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Holy shit. Order, order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker's lock are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have been broken down. Either that, or there was a glove in it that was stopping the locker from being shut properly, and that's why that fell out. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor will detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show no one should keep their mouths shut. Oh. So then, Mr. Wright, you have an explanation. Me, Your Honor? You are the defense. Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. No, I know why. Again, like, I've already figured out the next part of the case, but not the part that was important. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed a system sensor? Something jammed a sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video? I feel like you'd notice the glove falling before the lights in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. It's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. I think because it's black and white, maybe? Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, what's happening to my voice? Speed! Meow. There you go. Whoa! Whoa! I got through my gavel! I was messing with my gavel and accidentally threw it in the air. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Just chill out and watch this video again. This is a cool mechanic. I like this a lot. I kind of hope we get to do this again in the future at some point. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Which means Goodman wasn't even in the evidence room then. They didn't need the fingerprint because it was already used. So if we know Bruce Goodman entered at 5:14 p.m. We know he used his ID after that. That doesn't say he wasn't in there. We just know it wasn't him who had the locker open. Well, no, he had the ID. He had the ID, right? It didn't need a fingerprint to go into the actual rooms. All the person would have needed was the ID. So say someone wanted to go in there and take it from the locker, they wouldn't need to be Bruce Goodman. It could be the person in his clothes walking over there and unlocking the thing. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I go out of my patrol vehicle, sir. And then the door closes and my tie chokes me. I like how we keep interrupting him. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at a crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Well, very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that's stuck in the locker door? I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It was a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so... I strangled myself with the thing, my lord. Order, order, order. So we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. Objection! Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. Yeah, we need concrete proof. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? I don't think Edgeworth is against us here. We just need concrete evidence to move on with the case, and we don't have it what we currently have. Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. The joke. Can you please just fucking start your testimony? Mystery Man 2, Electric Boogaloo. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used as a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. So he entered the room at the same time as you. And need an ID card, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. I mean, I guess one could say that, well, he left at 5:14. He didn't enter at 5:14. He even said so himself. He was already in there for like 24 minutes. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why are there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases, so the DL6 SL9 incident. Oh, we know, because DL6 would have been in the other evidence room we went to in case 4. Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too. Well, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, sorry, Phoenix. There was only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were clear by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination. That's good to clear up, though. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. What? So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. No, hold on, I wanna press that. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir, this card right next to my cuff, sir. Keep it here so I won't ever forget it. Or someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that. Oh, I didn't think about that, my lord. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times when my tie gets stuck when I go out of my car? Well, that remaining time was on my ID card that gets stuck. Then the door closed and my ID card chokes me. What a miserable existence to be him. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Because I assume that when they lose their ID card, that one gets like erased from the system and then they get the new one afterwards. Let it be known that this is the record the witness referred to. That one frame of Meekins stroking his chin is so potent, just so empty head, no thoughts. Yeah, I do love him. He's good. He's very silly. And let me know that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Wright, your name is on here. What the fuck? I need an emote like that. So it is, Your Honor. Edgeworth is not that prosecutor again. Maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, you could hide the evidence. Oh, Mummy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. Phoenix is the actual murderer in this case, it would seem. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again. No! Oh, poor Edgeworth. Poor Edgy. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. That's why he needs me in his life. Only I can make him feel better. At the time of the crime, the detective had to use his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir, he didn't show me the ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. But he definitely signed in at 5:14. So he would have had Goodman's ID card, so why didn't he just show it to him? Maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? Problem with the ID card testimony is far too obvious. Not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. Thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. It has to be the logs, right? Like, he left at 5:14. And he was already in the room when Meekins entered. No, because the game. No, because we've already looked at the sheet multiple times. We would have mentioned it. Let's go through our evidence. So we've got the attorney's badge, doesn't mean anything. Goodman's ID, an investigator's ID card found upon the of his crime scene. Or that could have. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a fucking second. Where's the... A half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the chief of police. ID 5. Oh! Oh! Wait! Did he lose his ID card? Chat! Did he lose his ID card? And he didn't have it on him when the person went into the evidence room. We know it was found in... It could have been lost in the scuffle between Lana and Angel. It could have been lost in the scuffle during that period. Holy fuck. Oh. Oh. Objection. Wait, is this not it? Wait. Maybe I did the wrong part of the statement. Shit. No, I might have done the wrong part, maybe? Oh, no, I think I'm wrong. Shit. Is that not it, then? Shit. Okay, well, if it's not that, then what is it, then? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Wrong button. Find the evidence. One must use the ID card. I could present his ID card, maybe. Because I've got it on me. Doesn't have it right now. There you go. Have this. There we go. Right, there we go. Okay, it wasn't the lost thing. Okay, that must have been something different then. Wait, one moment, Officer Meekins. Not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room of the police station. I went and got a new Beppis and the rest of my Toblerone from yesterday. Wait, I went and got a new Beppis. Oh, okay, you went. Okay, right. You went to go get something. The other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the... Oh, okay, no, okay. Maybe what I did is I chose the wrong statement and that really confused me. But no, okay, so the lost item was the ID card. He must have lost it at some point earlier that day, and that card was used to access the evidence room. Even then, like, if he was in disguise, why would he need to fight back Meekins? Unless he didn't want him to see his face. Maybe his, like, cowboy accent would have gone through. A lost item. It's only half completed. But it showed that Ted Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe there's something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability on the day of the crime. Ted Goodman was not carrying his ID. Holy shit! Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? Can only mean one thing. Doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, rather the man who stole his ID card. And that's why he hid who he was, right? Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? No, I think Edgeworth got what he wanted. I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Praise me more. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. You're not doing a good job right now prosecuting, Edgeworth. You're just being me. You're being a defense attorney. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Uh-oh. Well, well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. We're leading to one conclusion, but to get to that conclusion we have to answer a question of who was it then? If it wasn't Goodman, who was it? The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! Yeah, it does kind of lead to one conclusion, doesn't it? It hasn't solved the case for us. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. So does Edgeworth not like Lana then? I thought they were working together. I guess they don't like each other? Who exactly was the victim, Officer Meekins? I mean, he could also be just trying to get us to a conclusion where Lana isn't, like, guilty, maybe? He's trying to get us to provide a good argument for the judge. And where did this person disappear to? It's because he worked there, but doesn't mean they get along, it's true. I think maybe I just assumed because of his, like, disagreement with Von Karma that maybe he had a different relationship with Lana, but maybe not. This trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana. Also, spent most of the game setting him up as the perfect prosecutor. He's not in the habit of losing cases, but I think he might in this case. Object!
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Are we going to watch the entire thing? I'm glad we don't have to hear this stupid noise. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Zoom! Oh, is it time? Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. There's more to this case than just the killing, Edgeworth. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court were to examine this further. Other witnesses will be necessary. Prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police station department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. But we have one. Might just be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand! Yeehaw! Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Some we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify. What is his or her name? I mean, only one is the Texas Ranger. Obviously it's Gumshoe. What if I actually brought Gumshoe in here? What would Edgar say? Like, no, my friend, my buddy. I don't want to make him evil. No. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgar know everything just yet. In charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. That was surprisingly easy. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Whoa, 30 minutes because he's not here. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witnesses what? Yeah. Dictionary, please. What does this mean? Subpoend? Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. How's it going, Lana? I feel like I was longer in that room than I was... I was shorter in that room than I was in the stream itself. When did we go into that? Like 10? I think we were in there for around an hour and a half. A subpoena? What does it mean, though? The summons, basically. Right, okay. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured out everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. I mean, I'm here right now defending you. You did kind of ask for it. How can you be so cold? Do you trust us? Do you trust me? No. Oh, it's Gumfuck. He's here. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe Gumshoe. Bad time. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? I love the fade away. It's great. You got a lot of nerve, pal. Being a detective run around all day while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. Better be, pal. Hey! 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 I don't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you bought what I asked? Wait, what's going on here? Oh! What's going on, Gumshoe? What are you doing? You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Well, that is actually useful. Here, You might do well to read them. I've got to read all this? I only got like 20 minutes. Can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Oh, she was a witness. She wasn't actually involved as the prosecutor. Miss Sky was a witness. SL9 incident received from Lana Sky. Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. What a fucking name. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with this serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I bought you your stuff, you're just going to ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? Oh, I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident. Is that... Was she attacked by the serial killer? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Oh. Joe Dark? No, Lana! Oh, okay, there's something going on here right now. That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran off. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Well, it's just me and Lana now. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth, the best of the best were involved in this case, huh? Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. Better take a good look at this file. Yeah, I'm just going to sit down and read this. To be continued? What? Is that the end of the stream? Would have been going for like an hour and a half. Well, that's the end of the stream, chat. I hope you all enjoyed now. I'm not going to end it there, obviously. But I will go on a small intermission between this and a bit of time, chat, while I try and work out all the information from this testimony. Fingers crossed we can get old Jake Marshall to spill the beans about what's happening. I'll see you guys in a second, chat. Enjoy clips. I'm going to go sort out a couple of things in real life, and I'll be back in a second. Hello, chat. I'm back. Have a cup of tea. And I've also got the rest of my Coke to finish as well. Oh no, my Coke, my Pepsi Max, my Beppis Max Cherry. Let's continue the court case, shall we? February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. So, Lana was a witness in this trial, in this court case. Hopefully Emma wasn't one of the people who the serial killer wanted to kill, maybe. Maybe that's why she's so scared. Or, that's the person who killed their parents. One of those two. But I'll write down here in my court case notes for this that a person, what was his name? Like, fucking, so it was crazy. Joe Dark. I mean, he's a serial killer. Of course he would be called that. Joe Dark. Serial killer. We don't know how Edgeworth was involved. He could have been a prosecutor at the time. Lana was a witness. Return to my review of my avocado and egg toast. I mean, shock could be a good thing or a bad thing, Lena. But in this case, was it good? Was it tasty or was it bad? Dark by name, dark by nature. That's it, that's the one. Oh, it was good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You never know that kind of thing, how tasty they are. Okay, so incident number SL9, perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentenced death, or he's dead, that's good to know. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Let's add this to, oh, you guys can't see the screen because I got the notes on. That's fine, we're going to add to the notes anyway, so... We're going to add Joe Dark to the left. Actually, no, we'll put it down here with the SL9 report, just so we have it in a separate place, because it's no longer relevant. Well, it is relevant, but it's no longer relevant to the current, like, case going on. So, let's put that there. Ooh. There, and then grab this. Joe Dark. Now, I think I've already got a deceased color. The murdered. Well, he was a murderer. But he's... okay, no, I can add it in italics. Right, okay, so do this. Serial killer. And then add, like, in this, case concluded with death sentence. I need to get better at having time off. I did feel bad yesterday asking you to do my announcement gif for stream titles, but take it easy, Maelstrom, with your week off. Only Monday, my week off, and I'm sat here coding a shuffler for RetroArch. That sounds exciting. A retro shuffle, but for RetroArch. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so... let's, like... how am I gonna do this? I mean, I could just have, like cast list. Da, 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 da. Joe Dark, a serial killer. Gant. Deputy Commissioner. Oh, wait, no. Their parents weren't killed because these characters' names do not end in the sky. Well, one of them could. One of them could have been their birth name. Right? Chief Investigator. These are my favorite characters. Edgeworth. Chief Prosecutor. Lana. Witness. And Chief Investigator. Emma was just a witness. Goodman, lead detective. And then Angel, detective. Jake. We're trying to, like, build the narrative here a bit, chat. Just so we have an idea of what's going on. Witchblade and Glove were involved in the incident. And 2 years later, there was an evidence transfer all going on. There we go. A cast list has been created for this awful event involving an actual serial killer. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Jake Marshall. Witness, please state your name and occupation, and as usual, he is not going to do this right away. Oh, and he's still drinking. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you. Wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, oh, wrong screen. It's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? Never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You didn't get annoyed this time at the very least. That's progress. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? No, it's not, because Meekins was. According to the papers, pardon. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on this quickly, and please stop with the cowboy puns. Please share with your testimony the day of the crime. In plain old English. Wow, fucking judge hates anyone who speaks a little differently. Fucking hell, he is not. Judge is not woke in this game, chat can confirm. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone on. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room needs protection by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, time I hit the trail. The old dusty trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. It's the first character the joke hates. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Oh shit! Oh no! He's awful. The joke is gonna get him like made guilty anyway, just by being here and being rude to him. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the fingerprint and the card, right? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, but what about the fingerprint activated locks and the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good at machines, or at following orders. Now, there's an important piece of information we're going to need going into this. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, it's all yours. Dissect him, Mr. Wright. Take him apart piece by piece. For making fun of my beard. I will do it for you, Judge. My job... Wait, hold on, I've read this before. How exactly do you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes had to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase the tape, felt like I was erasing a part of my life while deep. Guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, he didn't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. I keep reading the dialogue that I've already read. I should stop doing that. But you made your rounds the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. You're in a courtroom, you're pleading the truth, my guy. Everyone in this courtroom loves, like, getting tried of perjury, don't they? No desperados I know joined the police force. I thought maybe like gunfuck maybe. So Officer Marshal on the day of the crime. Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in the crypt in weeks. This guy avoid being fired. He's purposely avoiding the question with his fucking, like, cowboyisms. You used to be a detective, so you're used to evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good at machines. Couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's a little different to a fingerprint scanner. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. I think, didn't even Gumshoe mention that some people didn't know about it? Yeah. Literally what I just said. Anyway, it doesn't seem that this crime is relevant to the case, or the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? I read that dialogue. I keep fucking wanting to read it, chat. I want to keep speaking in the cowboy voice. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti, as you do. Not even Angel Steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongol sepia pasta. Mongolia, I think, not Mongol. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. Notice has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Acorn says, do you not want a raise this year? He's holding off, he's waiting. He's weighing a pounce like a viper. Out of ammo, Officer Marshal? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into... Okay, I had a feeling you were going to mention your car again, your zippy... Do vipers pounce? I think they like call up and then they go towards them, I think, right? A lot of creatures pounce. I guess maybe pounce is the wrong word, maybe like strike would have been a better word in that situation. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, Willis doesn't appear to have seen anything. Well, he was definitely in the evidence room at one point. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, Rod, better up the ante. What do you mean you better up the ante? What does that mean, Phoenix? What does that mean? I better up the ante? What does that mean? I mean, I guess like with this, I want to use the prince. Hold on, I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but make my star besides room to by 2-way security systems. I remember I was at the street side saloon at the time I went down. As an innocent traveler man, so if you have ammo, it's time I hit the hay. Well, I got a little thing for you. Maybe you can explain why your prints were found in the evidence room? Objection! Okay, good, it went away, thank God. I mean, sometimes a life bar goes away, but then it comes back immediately afterwards, and they trick you into thinking that you succeeded, and they just, like, get rid of your life. So, in this instance, I'm hoping we got it right. I don't know. I'm going to save to be sure, but, like, I don't know if we did, chat. And I've already saved over it now, so we're definitely going to lose health if we failed this. Officer Marshal, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you tracked me down here. Explain yourself, pardon. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. Yeah, but the place in which we found your print also had blood that had been cleaned up. Which, I don't know, is pretty suspicious. Why did you have a bloodied hand? It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
Objection!
I only wish you were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints are covered in blood! Yeah, you tell him, Sam Riegel. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? We've even got the evidence to prove that. The blood was wiped away, however, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshal, oh shit, we got like actual forensic evidence right now. Hell yeah! We're so far away from the gun test we did in case 4. Wait, you can work out what bullet was fired into someone? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshal. About the blood-stained fingerprints? Oh, that's actual. I thought it was him! It cut back to him! Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the crime, scene of the crime. Go on, buddy, explain why you had blood-stained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. Very, very, like, at the exact same point in which he was at, mind you. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. That's not how that works, I don't think. The bloodstain and the fingerprint were completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know the murderer was wearing gloves. How did you know that? What is this explanation appears valid? Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Well, I'm gonna already take apart the third line. Because, like, how did you know that the murderer had gloves on them? How did you know, Jake Marshall? How did you know they had gloves? How do you know? Yeah, how do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain in the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found at Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think we tried that too. That would be in the murderer wearing gloves. Happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint? That's the only logical conclusion. Can't let him squirm out of this one. Gotta find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. We've got the other 4 things to press him on first. But I thought that would give us more, but it didn't. That's because you, how do you put it? Pay your respects once a month. Yeah, that's right. And one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. Oh, okay, well that's good information to have. I'm surprised you still have a locker. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, but was a heap of broken dreams. Aww. Cry me an entire river. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. Must have been using the fingerprint lock all the time without ever knowing it. We didn't know about it until now, but maybe he just forgot. It was 2 years ago. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert. It's just food for the persons. What does that mean? There's only one reality. And that's this. The security tape? As long as Mike Trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. I mean, he might be wearing Goodman's clothes. Isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, clear your testimony, Officer Marshal. Too bad it wasn't me in the video, right, partner? Why are we getting that now, at the end here? Let's press that, shall we? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me into this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, the video is the only direct evidence you have. Objection! But that video is next to accusers. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. It's the worst place security camera in existence, Judge. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. Is this intentional? Is the placement like actually intentional? If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Objection! Well, they would have had their face caught, but because of the mascot character, it wasn't. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in that video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so. I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna find it. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Is it his locker? Is his locker green? Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or we might end up being the one making the mistake. Get ready to go. I'm not gonna make a mistake, Adrian. I'm gonna save so I don't do it. It's not gonna happen. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence. Oh, why am I getting red right now? Why am I getting red right now, game? What's going on? Did I fuck up? Oh, shit. Oh, no. I'm watching his locker, chat. I'm watching his locker carefully. Chat! I'm not the only one who saw that, right? I'm not crazy. The cloth was in the locker. It wasn't in there before. We saw that in the map too. Okay, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. When it pans back, I'm going to press B at the right moment. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I love that deep inhale moment in this game. It's so satisfying. Yep. I'm like, oh my god! I've been here the whole time. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Nani? The days are short in Texas. So are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not that. Wait, what? Wait, well, no. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Only you could have accessed that locker, right? That locker with the white cloth sticking out? That was a witness's, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Did he take it off when he went outside? Did he take off the outfit? Is that why it's white cloth? He took off Goodman's outfit as he was leaving the room. Right? Oh, the white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshal? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. And it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshal, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. I mean, how can you get out of this, buddy? Like you were in the evidence room at the time. Order. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. The one of my locker was opened. That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Yes, it was, because fingerprint. The murderer needed to hide something, so I opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault you happened to choose mine. No, because only your fingerprint could have opened it, buddy. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Because you are. Guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. Now, I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. You know, I'm glad that wasn't a choice in the game, because, yeah, it was really fucking obvious, and we've already mentioned it numerous times. Oh, yeah? I call your bluff. You say I open that locker, now prove it. Okay. Never mind, I am going to do it then, I guess. Here you go. Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be opened by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So they just put their finger against it and they accidentally open it. That kind of makes sense. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say? In 8 words or less? Oh, you got him there. He's eating jerky. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! I always enjoy watching their, like, crash out animations. Order, order, order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshal. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Go on. Lie out of your ass right now, Marshal. I can't wait to hear this. Olay? That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard the judge say, I think, in this entire game. Olay! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's the right, Officer Marshal. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. Oh yeah, we can do this again. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshal. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. I mean, there is a massive blind spot on that map where Marshall's locker is, to be fair. Well, then let's hear it. That was Officer Marshal at the time of the crime. I think he was the killer. Wait, hold on. I'm confused right now, chat. Can you confirm this? Is this what the court thinks is the killer currently, that being Meekins? Or is this who we think is the killer right now? Because I'm not too sure. Is the victim Goodman or is the victim Meekins? Because Meekins was attacked. I mean, it says killer. And we know that he was attacked, he wasn't killed. gonna go with the victim, I think. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. Objection! Okay, Agroff. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. He didn't see his face though, did he? Once he saw the man's face, he knew for sure. Objection! May I point out that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I handed the evidence to him, I asked him to show his card, sir. My lord. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Hearing about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. He didn't have it. But you think he would have had it, considering, like, if he had killed Goodman, he would have had the ID card. So what happened in that ensuing situation for him to lose it? Did Lana, like, make him drop it or something? Maybe. Also, can you stop? Twitch, why are you telling me to disable ad block for my own fucking stream? What's going on right now? Stop it. I can watch my own stream without advertisements. I don't know why it's doing that. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, not in this picture though. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. New feature, watching your own stream of ads. I mean, if that stopped you guys getting ads, I wouldn't necessarily hate that. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Yeah, you eat that jerky, you think about what you've done. We are just destroying this man. We've got quite an imagination, partner. We've got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I mean, can you give your testimony then so we know what you did? Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. You said that before, you monster! Well, Mr. Wright, I like how in this situation, like, Agroff is helping us, and now the judge is also helping us try and get this guy fucking, like, jailed. Officer Marshall gets up as a victim. Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. We need his testimony. Can we get his testimony for why he was in there? Maybe? I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Can I get a testimony out of him? That'd be great. Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Huh? I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside. That's not the basics. Shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in the disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yeah, he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it had been. And it's still in there, right? means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. He was gonna walk out as Detective Goodman, right? Because it was bloodied. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps a video is the key to all out an answer. Yeah, because his coat was bloodied, right? Well, his coke. Maybe he had coke in his locker, I don't know, chat. Don't have any evidence that this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness... I hate that they show me the red. Maybe they do that so I can say before? It terrifies me. I think I did something wrong. Please show us what the witness had his... Oh, fuck. They should make the VHS noise. Huh? Naughty! There it is. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, but I don't know to what end yet. Yeah? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloodied white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid... Chat, is the reason why whenever we see, like, proper blood like this, in black and white, is that to avoid the game being rated higher, I wonder, age rating wise? Because we do see red blood in this game, I think, a little bit, but not that much of it. Maybe that's why all the scenes we see for proper blood are in black and white, is that they can avoid the rating system making the game higher. Maybe not, I don't know. There plenty of blood though? Not bad, partner. First case has a girl in a pool of blood. That's true. And I think even the statue is bloodied as well after that. No, literally because this was so long ago that footage generally was still in black and white, I guess. Ready to tell us the whole truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago. If you were only half as persistent as you were today. Oh, fuck! Massive shade! Holy shit! They do start adding colour in later games, right? We all wouldn't have been here today now, would we? Officer Marshall, stop being mean to my husband. I mean, tell us the court of what you did, all of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Is he gonna actually tell us everything? Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I saw the detective's ID and dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. Knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew I wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. No one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There was that amount of blood? You just pass out? It was made too much blood for such a small donation. Yeah, there's something else going on here, because they said that it was, the description was a large pool of blood, like a fatal amount of blood was on the ground. It wouldn't have just come from his hand. I had to do it that day. Couldn't just stand by and let it die. What do you mean, let it? When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SR9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. Gonna complete the end of the transfer that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only in that case as lead detective could look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. Why didn't you just ask him? No matter the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. No matter the cost, huh? Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? But he lost his job, right? That's why we know that. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Plan to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? But I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security cameras? And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. Did you now? That really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report. But he didn't have it, did he? Or he did have it. So he stole it then. Right, okay, got it. But how did it end up in the parking lot? I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Why? The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. I guess that's where his body was found, so it being on the ground makes some sense. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could, because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. And put the rubber glove in there? Maybe accidentally? Wasn't expecting Officer Meek. No, that's too coincidental. Him doing that accidentally and then, like, it being shut on that makes no sense. Hold on. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins to try to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his raise this year, yeah. Then Edgeworth gets so much influence. Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry I had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. Do not doubt Officer Meekins out and I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert and prepare don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone planned, no footage would have been left. However, you buried your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. Opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. What you're saying is, on that day, There wasn't any murder in evidence room at 5:15. Is it entirely unrelated to the actual murder then? But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me. I'm not dead yet, partner. So you saw the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Oh. So, I guess to understand this a little bit, you only need to use the ID card to enter, right? You don't need to use it to leave. So, Meekins entered at 4:50 p.m., put the blue badger thing in there, left, and then Bruce Goodman, who was actually Big Marshal, went in there at that time. Meekins found him, they scuffled, and then Jake Marshall left after attacking Meekins at that time. This was actually Jake Marshall, so GM. That means it occurred before this. It could have occurred before Meekins arrived, and it could have occurred before Edgeworth arrived. But the person who entered wasn't Bruce Goodman. It was someone with a 77777. So they would have had to have the ID card, or they would have had his fingerprints to even access it. So that could still be a thing. Where the person who ended at 4:20 might have had the ID card, might have had his fingerprints to open the thing up, maybe. Either that he did it early in the day, and then he left the glove on it to stop it from closing properly. It's still missing, Your Honor. There's no SL6, SL9 evidence right now. That if Goodman's locker was already empty, someone else stole the evidence. Hold on, oh, you can't see. There we go. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just don't fire at me. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. No, you're not. You're on the fucking stand, buddy. Why did he do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Yeah, he has the right to not testify. Everyone does, I guess. But then we can't get anything out of him. Like I said, this isn't your case. One is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Well, let's press him and find out, shall we? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Do you know, Edgeworth? Why is he so concerned of that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Let's take another look at the files. So it's definitely number 6. But what do we present to him? Death due to blood loss. Probably the files, right? Because we got given that for this case. I'd assume we give him the files for this. Right, let's update his information for this. So let's firstly go here. Something went down in the courtroom with that Jake Marshall wanted to find out, and I guess also Angel as well. But Angel seems to have a much more violent hatred for the prosecutors compared to Jake. And she could have been involved with Gant, maybe, in the Goodman case, because I still think Gant's the one who did it. The amount of stuff he's done to annoy Edgeworth and make it so Edgeworth is not necessarily incriminated, but make him look incompetent, has made me very, very suspicious of him. So, Jake Marsh, regular officer, lost this thing, has a steed called Zippy. Tried to steal evidence from the evidence room. Was attacked. Was surprised by Meekins and knocked him out, cutting him. Stole Goodman's ID earlier that day. Is why the missing ID form was being filled in. And he also wore Goodman's clothes. Into the evidence room. But he was unaware that the thing was already... Oh, fuck's sake. He was unaware that how the lockers already worked with the fingerprint system, which means that when he tried the locker, he was like, oh, this is how it opens. But he later found out that there were fingerprints tied to them, so he didn't know the fact that it was already opened. For whatever reason, we do not know. Maybe the glove just fell out and landed perfectly on the sensor. That, again, feels like too much of a coincidence on the final day, and also the day where he was murdered. Yeah, and we can also update this too. Moved back at 4:50 p.m. to the evidence room. Later on, no, not left. Came back to the evidence room at 5:14 p.m. Saw Jake Marshall disguised as Goodman. Didn't know him personally, so it could have been someone else. The victim, or Goodman, Jake Marshall, disappeared when Meekins awoke. Left hand is bandaged up, and we know that from when he was cut in the fight with Jake Marshall. We know Jake was trying to find evidence to do something involving SL9. For whatever reason is what we're trying to work out now. And I guess the best proof of this will probably be the SL9 files, right? I assume in this case.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Wait! Hold on! Oh, shit! Well, that fucking sucks. I just thought about that. Was it like he lost someone important to him? Whoever Neil Marshall was. Sounds like he'd been sipping too much cactus juice, partner, and that's why it's been so cold. I have the SL9 incident file here. That is really clever how the game framed that. because I was only thinking about Emma and Lana being involved. With Emma storming out, I was like, oh, someone in their family must have been involved. And I didn't even think about potentially Marshall being the person who lost someone during that case. Good job, Ace Attorney. I wasn't even thinking of like along those lines. You rerouted my brain very well there. The name Marshall was mentioned in here. I should have like gone through all the last names. I don't know why I didn't do that. Is there a Gant in there too? There's not. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah. Sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? Wait, what happened? Why did the judge become Fuzzy Bear? What? What? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SR9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? I mean, the last names, right? He was my brother. Oh. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, then Deputy Chief for Police. That's why he's so angry. Oh, you can even fucking see him in this photo. Was he in the photo before, chat? That would be nuts if he was. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. And the case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. I mean, he lost though. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? I mean, if I lost a sibling like that, I kind of would understand. Like, not only for peace of mind, but also to honor your brother and find out what really happened to him. Yeah, that's a pretty good reason, Edgeworth. I know it's bad, but like, morally, like, family is very important. There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance. Gotta be more than just that. I agree. I don't know if Jake Marshall was involved in everything else, but I don't know. Maybe he was. So, if no one else was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Objection!
Yeah, we don't know that yet. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Shit. Oh no. Which is why we examine the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet to remain the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy has got to draw a new partner. We are not going to immediately write off Lana and spend all this time trying to figure out this part of the case and not do it for the other parts. All the mysteries of the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. What objection is my response to that? Ah! I rest my case. Edgeworth, I'm gonna throw my gavel at you. It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. There must be something else we're not taking into account here. I mean, the vase. We haven't talked about the vase yet. The unstable vase. Do you think the other part of it has an SL9 like tag on it, and that's why it's not there? Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. No doubt what I have proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant, or Emma's gonna show up or something here, or we're gonna like actually get through this and we're gonna have to find some other way to save her. Oh, shit. Yeah, there we go. There she is! Your Honor, wait! Emma! The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian or something? Is this Maya? I don't remember her. They look so similar. Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Yeah! Best boy. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SR9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, names on both Skye's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. I left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? But I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. An ace attorney. But it's not called just an attorney, it's called ace attorney, Phoenix. But Mr. Wright, the traces of blood are the only clues we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're all professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? If they wanted to wipe away the blood, why did they only do it on one locker? There were 2 lockers in there. One was from the knife wound that splattered blood onto his hand and his coat. Jake Marshall. He went to his locker to put that away. He put his hand against the locker to open it, and then he wiped away the blood to avoid that. The other handprint in the room must have been a separate incident. And that would explain all the blood. This would have had to happen after, or potentially during, when Meekins was knocked out. He woke up. Did he wake up in a pool of blood? That would make sense of how shocked he was. So did someone else enter? Like after that period? It's worth noting that the information we have from this all went through the police before we got it. The security tape, even this document we have right now. If someone higher up wanted to erase that, it wouldn't be in the information we have right now. So if anything happened after 5:14, but that wouldn't no, it would make sense because that's still half an hour to get to the parking lot, because that death occurred between 4:30 and 6 p.m. So say something happened after 5:14 on the information here, we could reasonably assume that whoever did it could have erased the information, so we can't read what happened there. Same with the security tape. If I was someone in that position and wanted to take away all the blame from me being involved in the case and making it so only Lana can be involved, what would you do, chat? You'd have an scapegoat in the form of what Jake Marshall did, leading to the situation where only Lana could be the one who can be prosecuted. Right? And only one person we know in this case so far has that power. It has to be him. So far, he has controlled the case. He appeared in the courtroom yesterday telling us about, oh, maybe there was another murder that occurred. Maybe there was another mystery for Hugh and Edgeworth to solve over in the evidence room. So we sidetracked focusing on that, and then we dealt with that today, and that leads to Lana being the only one who could possibly be framed in this situation. It leads it so there's no evidence to be, like, disputed in this case, right? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's Maybelline. Let's say before doing it. Does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Why didn't they get rid of it? If Jake went through the trouble of doing that, but the other person didn't, why didn't they do that? Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with the blood print, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. I'm going to save again because I thought it was going to be there, but it wasn't. There we go. Yes, Your Honor. Ever I've needed to concentrate is now. What could be wrong with that handprint instead of Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Yeah, there's definitely something we're not missing. We're not missing.
Objection!
There's handprint left at the crime scene. Clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Holy fuck, chat, it's right in front of the thing! Oh, chat! It's right in front of the locker! It's blocking it! We can't see it! No, that's not it. Wait. There's also a handprint on the Blue Badger too. Take a good look at these floor plans. That has to be it. Surely. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. I just pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. All this evidence here. There's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plan? It's here, chat. It's fucking here. Oh my god! Is it Blue Badger? I don't know. It could be. It was in front of it. It was in front of the locker. It has to be. I'm trying it. Come on, right. Come on. Come on. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Oh! I did it. Fucking hell. I finally did something in this game that I could be proud of. I knew what you'd immediately see what the issue was. The Blue Badger, yeah. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it will be impossible to place a handprint at a spot on the locker. What? My favorite animation for him. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After you put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark left before the Blue Badger was brought in. Not necessarily, it could have been afterwards. One moment, I will not allow such far-fetched... Well, no, because no one else entered afterwards, right? Because of the ID card. The last person to enter there was Meekins. We still have an unknown person on the card. The 777 one. Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched boulder dash in my courtroom. What, you cannot say that with everything that we've gone through, Judge. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time, it didn't capture the floor, chat. The camera doesn't capture the floor. If there was blood in there, we would have seen it if it was capturing the floor, but it wasn't. One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins' cursed hands from a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, and it blocks it perfectly. Holy shit. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Oh, I could still be my case.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
Objection!
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? Probably on the ID card. To summarize, the defense claims that Prior to the Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as a Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. And we know Edgeworth went into there to pick up his trophy. When did this first incident occur? Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. Only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? I know what I'm going to present. I know exactly what I'm going to present. It's the ID card. It can't be anything else. Woo! Fuck! Oh my god! If the crime took place on the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter into it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card. Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the blue backyard panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 5:40 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Ah! What have you done? I never would have figured out you had the nerve, boy. I like how he incriminated him. Drop the act, witness. Doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. Why couldn't it have been you, Edgeworth? He got back into the office at 5:12 p.m. I'm afraid I don't understand either. Clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have been 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood, fortunately that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. I don't know. I really could have done that in 10 minutes. Whoa. Okay, no. I got scared there. I thought I had 100% evidence, but no, I accidentally pressed RB. Look at the chart again. There's only one other card remaining. 777, 7777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? They could have opened the door and had him come in at the same time. Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777 777. I don't know, I feel like despite the blood print, which obviously wasn't there before, I feel like we need a bit more evidence to justify this. Maybe not, I don't know. Please look into this ASAP. I feel like this is earlier on in the courtroom. We would have probably have had more to try and work out what was going on here. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 17 too many on. I think I also added 17 too many. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. Oh, why is that then? What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
Objection!
But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
Objection!
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you kept your slander to yourself. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not to you, to her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana?
Objection!
Lana's just been here the entire time. Don't be stupid, she's been charged of murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not that. I'm not saying it again. Don't play me for a fool, part. That's not what I ever wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing. About that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh shit. You need a witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. What? Lana? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye, and say you did that? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why don't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. So you did forge evidence then? Or fabricate evidence for this? We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana... Even if it involved forging evidence. And I'm guessing Miles wasn't involved in this then, it was just you. Well, who was putting pressure on you from the law? And why can't you say... Oh, we got 3 minutes of ads chat. Okay, let's wait a second for the ads to go before we cut back to this, because I don't want people to miss this part of the crime. So... They are being... Why with this case? Why with the Joe Dark case? What part of this case would have been suppressed by the law? Maybe they couldn't convict him. Well, they mentioned before they could only convict him after they got the evidence from Neil Marshall's death. So all the other 5 people, Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, they were killed, and they were struggling to find anything to pin on Joe Dark because he didn't leave behind any evidence of what occurred. So when Neil Marshall died, being the chief prosecutor before Edgeworth, the evidence that was with his death was enough to incriminate Joe Dark. So are we implying that evidence that occurred from his dead body was fabricated to get Joe Dark sentenced? But Jake also said that he didn't think that Joe Dark killed Neil. So are we implying that someone else killed him? And that Lana was an accomplice in this to make sure that they could pin the murders on the actual serial killer to get him behind bars? In this case, the law requires evidence, and it requires decisive evidence, as the stream title suggests. So, in this way, in this moment... They had to kill Neil to get the evidence they needed to prosecute him. Because how else are you going to do that in a courtroom? She didn't just fabricate evidence, she killed the guy to get it. Maybe he wasn't involved in the actual murder part, maybe someone else was. Maybe Mr. Damon Gant was, who I think he might be involved in it. I do enjoy this case a lot. I like the kind of... this dissection of prosecution and the workforce. I will say there are parts of it that I feel a little bit long-winded. Like, I don't mind how long the court cases are, but some of it feels like it could be shortened a bit in some spots, but I do like the big story that is unfolding here. And I suspect in the day 3 stuff, we're going to find out more about this. More about Damon Gant and Lana and what really happened with the evidence that was fabricated involving Neil's death. And yeah, I guess we'll see then, won't we? Right, we'll wait a second for the ads to finish. I think the ads are done. Right, let's continue. But even if it involved forging evidence, see? That's what I've been talking about. No. No! This is crazy! Order! 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 Lana's remarks caused quite a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Wordsworth, you're not entering into the back half of this case. What do you mean not entering? Wait, what? Wait. You're now? Is that what you meant to say, Maelstrom? You're not even close. Okay, no. Good. Chat, I'm going to make save file 4 for this, I think, considering how long this case has been. We are now in the final day. You're a little over halfway done now. Okay, so that's stream 4 of this. So probably 3 more streams of this, I think, right? So we'll get it done by part 16. From what I can gather, we got the investigation and then the trials. I suspect the trials may be broken up into 2 parts because of how long it's going to take to get through. So we'll do the investigation next episode, and then I'll break the trial up into 2 kind of parts, I think. Just to kind of get through it. I could do a longer stream, but I kind of don't want to do a longer stream, chat. We'll see. We'll see what we do. But no, that was great. I like how seriously this case is taking itself. I think there were some gimmicky things in Turnabout Samurai and even Turnabout Goodbye in some of the spots, but they're really taking Case 5 seriously. Like the characters are, you know, jokes, like he's a cowboy man, Angel Star's like a lunch lady. Sure. But like that's just who they are. That's just who they are in the story itself. And like I'm glad that we're kind of getting this more serious storyline with the serial killer stuff and the SL9 incident. Comic relief is still there, but it's a lot less present in this case than in Case 4 and 3. Like, you know, Case 4 did eventually go away from the comic relief towards the end, where we found out more about DL6. But it's good, the serious stuff. Yeah, I really like the serious stuff in this case. I think it's really well done. I can't wait to see what happens with the rest of it, because we've got probably 3 more episodes of this chat. I think Damon Gant is behind it. I think he killed Neil Marshall to get the evidence needed to pin Joe Dark to the serial killings, and in so doing, making it so he wasn't incriminated, and that was the fabricated evidence that Lana used. So I feel like Lana is doing this because she does feel guilty and wants to be pinned for it because she is responsible for someone's death. Which kind of sucks for Emma, but like, I don't know. I think it's sad that they had to do this, but like, I do feel bad for Jake. Even though he's like a cowboy stereotype, I do feel bad for him losing his brother and losing his job, losing everything to try and get his brother, like, his brother's whole story out, basically. It reminds me a lot of Case 3 with Dee Vasquez and how her husband was accidentally killed by a hammer. And you do kind of feel bad for her despite what she did. I think it's easier to feel bad for Jake because he's not a fucking member of the mafia. But next time, chat, we'll continue with this. That'll be on Saturday. But in the interim, tomorrow, chat, we're going to be doing the Quick Harvest stream, which I'll give you more information about now as we head over to the raid.